So then I was like, okay, I'm starting to become convinced. So then I looked into it and started to look at the studies and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? It seems to be actually very effective for a lot of different inflammatory conditions. And then I remembered back to, listening to Dr. Shade talk about it a while ago. I was like, okay, this does make sense. So I actually tried it, and this was back in 2021, I think 2021, when I was like in the full grips of extremely high heavy metal toxicity and really not feeling great and having this kind of issue where I was reacting to almost everything, which is typical when your immune system's completely dysregulated because of, for various different reasons, but in my case, it was because of heavy metal poisoning. And it was actually very effective. I found it was very effective at calming me down. And it was very effective at also stopping me having these reactions to all these different things. And so, since then, it's not my number one thing to recommend to people because of its sedating and it kind of numbing effects still. And so when here's the way I look at it. Like, a lot of people are kind of running too slowly already. Like, they're kind of slow in the uptake. They're not really present. They're kind of in a dream world. And giving those people CBD is not, it's like bringing them in the wrong direction to me. But there's a significant amount of people, probably a minority, but a significant amount of people who are like really adrenalized. They move quickly, their brain works quickly, they can't sit down, they can't calm down, they can't relax, and they are reactive, emotionally reactive, they are defensive, and yes, they are also immune system reactive. They react to everything. And that kind of person, I just find that CBD, and I'm one of those kind of people, and that kind of person, I just find that the CBD is just really, really very effective for. And so for, I put it as my number one thing for inflammation because, if you're like people who are the opposite type, they tend to have inflammation for different reasons. A lot of the time it's, just because they've eaten the wrong food for too long, they haven't moved enough, that kind of stuff, which has its own causes, often hormonal, which we talked about before. But in this case, like, s- compared to the other things that are often used as anti-inflammatories, like curcumin and all that kind of stuff, I just think that CBD is so much more effective as an intervention to just calm that whole inflammatory thing down.